Hello everyone, I'm Lazy Ant. In our previous video, we discussed the story of the first tyrant in Chinese history, who was also the last emperor of the Xia Dynasty, Xia. Now let's briefly step away from serious history and delve into a more light-hearted myth, the stories of HouYi shooting the suns and Chang'e flying to the moon. A long time ago, a super large tree, thousands of meters tall, grew in the eastern sea. This tall and large tree was called Fusang. The heavenly emperor felt this tree was as comfortable as a large apartment, so he arranged for his 10 sons to live there. Why did the heavenly emperor's sons live in a tree? Turns out they were all shiny black crows with 3 legs. But because they were so bright, when they flew into the sky, all humans could see when they looked up was a blindingly bright light, the sun. Because people couldn't clearly see the sun, they didn't realize that the sun looked different every day. The heavenly emperor's 10 children were quite mischievous. When they woke up, they would play hide-and-seek in the Fusang tree. They would also chase each other, and when they were tired, they would dive into the sea for a bath. Their bodies were like fireballs. The seawater would boil and bubble when they bathed. The fish in the sea suffered greatly. The slow ones were cooked alive. Since the heavenly emperor was very busy, he would send one of his sons to work each day. The eldest would go today, the second son tomorrow, and the third son the day after. This rotation would continue, with each son taking his turn about 3 times a month. One early morning, the heavenly emperor asked which son was on duty. One of them said, "It's me." Another contradicted, "No, it's me." The last one exclaimed, "He's lying. It's clearly my turn to go out today." The 10 fiery crows were causing a ruckus in the Fusang tree, which angered the heavenly emperor. He said, "You're all too mischievous. Going out each day to light up the world is work, not play. Your light allows the earth to be filled with warmth, helping plants grow tall, so that animals and humans can have food. How can you say it's play?" Seeing the heavenly emperor's anger, they dared not continue their uproar. They obediently followed the rotation schedule, day in and day out. Until one night, when the 10 brothers were chatting late into the night, the eldest son who was on duty that day said, "I really want to go out again, but I have to wait 9 more days for my turn. That feels like such a long time." At this point, the second son suggested, "How about we all sneak out to play now?" The youngest brother chimed in, "Yeah, it's more fun when we all play together. Let's all go out." After a round of discussion, they all became extraordinarily excited, flapping their wings and flying out to play all at once. That night, humans noticed that the moon had disappeared and the sky became extremely bright, because there were 10 suns darting about. Moreover, it was getting hotter and hotter, causing people to feel dizzy and headachy, with some even fainting from heat stroke. The 10 brothers, finally freed, played until they didn't want to return home. Everyone was so hot they couldn't bear it, and they didn't understand why the cool night was delayed. Gradually, the rivers dried up, turning the fish into grilled fish. Plants withered due to lack of water, and there were animals dying of thirst or heat. Herbivorous animals starved to death because there was no grass or leaves to eat. Carnivorous animals' food supply dwindled, and they even began venturing into human villages to prey on people. At this time, a divine archer named HouYi saw the dire state of the earth and was extremely angry. He drew an arrow, pulled back his bow, and shot it into the sky, a sharp whistling sound piercing through the air. People saw a sun fall from the sky, causing them to scatter in fright. Upon closer look, it turned out to be a large 3-legged crow. Everyone cheered, and HouYi shot another arrow. One by one, the suns extinguished and fell. The blue sky gradually reappeared, and the intense heat slowly subsided. After shooting down 9 suns, HouYi was about to take another arrow to shoot down the 10th sun, when a pair of gentle hands stopped him. It was HouYi's beautiful wife, Chang'e. Chang'e said, "Stop, there's only one sun left in the sky. If you shoot it down as well, there will be no more light or heat, only endless night and cold. People won't be able to survive." HouYi thought Chang'e's words made sense, so he stopped. In gratitude, everyone elected HouYi as their king. With everyone working together, the earth gradually returned to normal. Later on, HouYi became the king of the land of Yuchang. After becoming king, HouYi started to realize the allure of power and desired to remain king forever. Therefore, he rode to the western hills to meet the goddess and asked her for 2 elixirs of immortality, one for himself and one for Chang'e. Seeing HouYi's past achievement of shooting down 9 suns and saving the people, the West goddess gave him the 2 elixirs. However, she warned him, each person can only take 1 pill, and it must be taken when the second full moon appears in autumn for it to be effective. HouYi was extremely happy after obtaining the elixirs of immortality. He rushed back to the palace to tell Chang'e. Chang'e thought to herself, HouYi has become more and more brutal since becoming king. If he truly becomes immortal, the people will surely suffer more. On the day of the second full moon in autumn, before HouYi had a chance to consume the elixir, Chang'e suggested they celebrate first. She kept urging HouYi to drink until he was heavily intoxicated. Chang'e seized the opportunity to steal the elixirs from HouYi. Suddenly, HouYi woke up and shouted, "What are you doing with the elixirs?" Fearing that HouYi would take them back, Chang'e quickly swallowed both elixirs. Suddenly, her body became lighter and lighter, and she started to float upwards, flying higher and higher until she ended up on the moon. From then on, she lived in the Moon Palace. As we mentioned in our 4th video, Emperor Ku once appointed Yi as an archery official. After Emperor Ku's death, Emperor Yao succeeded him, and HouYi was still very active during Emperor Yao's reign. In our 8th video, we mentioned that Emperor TaiKang of the Xia Dynasty was overthrown by HouYi from the Yuchang tribe, who then became king. The time spans of these periods are too long for it to have been the same person. There are different interpretations as to the period in which HouYi lived. Most explanations suggest that the term Yi during the reign of Emperor Yao in ancient times referred to those who were skilled in archery. During the reign of Emperor TaiKang of the Xia Dynasty, HouYi of the Yuchang tribe was a leader with excellent archery skills. Thus, he named himself HouYi, and that's how the name was passed down. According to records, during the reign of Emperor Yao, there was a severe drought that led to crop failure and significant food shortages, causing many people to starve to death. In the imagination of the ancients, the appearance of many suns in the sky would lead to a drought. When interpreting this story, Chinese-American NASA scientist Professor Zhao Feng proposed that HouYi shooting down the suns was actually a comet striking the Earth. The event coincidentally occurred during the drought, so witnesses passed down a distorted account, which turned into the story of multiple suns in the sky. Towards the end of the story, HouYi becomes the king of Yuchang, which mirrors the usurpation of power by HouYi of the Yuchang tribe during the Xia Dynasty. Therefore, some scholars believe that Yi from the reign of Emperor Yao and HouYi from the time of Emperor TaiKang of the Xia Dynasty were mixed up by later generations, resulting in the stories of HouYi shooting the suns and Chang'e flying to the moon after he became king. In addition to the stories of HouYi shooting the suns and Chang'e flying to the moon, there are 2 other stories associated with the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival, namely the Jade Rabbit pounding medicine and Wugong chopping down the laurel tree. We will have the opportunity to discuss these 2 stories in the future. In stories from all over the world and across time, there are many different imaginations and legends about the moon. In ancient times, when entertainment was scarce, the solitude of the long nights brought much inspiration for storytelling. It is these beautiful and diverse mythical tales that have gradually given rise to many pieces of modern literature, drama, and stories, allowing us to enjoy so many tales today. In the next time, we'll discuss the story of Pangu creating the heavens and the earth. In Chinese culture, the story of Pangu is considered the origin of all life. Although the tale was circulated relatively late, it bears a striking resemblance to the modern astronomical theory of the cosmic Big Bang, making one wonder if the author of this story could have been a time traveler or an extraterrestrial. Follow my channel to learn more about the history and stories of Chinese culture. You'll never have to worry about running out of topics and stories during your next gathering with friends. If you like this video, please give me a like, share and subscribe this YouTube channel. Every subscription is the biggest support. Thank you.